exciting to be here. I grew up just down the road in a town called North Taunton. Anyone here from North Taunton? No, they tend not to leave like the boundaries of the town, to be honest. So I'm like a rare case where I escaped. I used to come to the garden centre in Eggesford a lot. I just think my dad didn't know what to do with me at weekends, so he kind of like kicked me and let me out. But I hear the garden centre's gone now. Is that true? Genuinely, someone told me that, and it ruined my entire week. I was absolutely devastated. Has anyone got any kids in the audience? Yeah, you're all just on a nice night out. One of the main reasons I got into stand-up comedy was to be out of an evening so I could avoid being around my child. You could just cover your ears. You are the social worker, yeah. Just ignore a lot of what you're going to hear from me tonight. I don't think I'm like a traditional mum. I never thought I'd be a mum, so now I am one. I kind of do my best, which I think we all do, but I do just kind of consistently fuck up. For example, Halloween just gone, my son, he's 5, he woke up and he said to me, "Can I wear my costume all day?" And I thought, sure, why not? I'm desperate for you to think I'm cool, so yeah, like, you can wear it. And what his costume was a tiny Grim Reaper, which is really cute, right? So we went off into town, we live in Exeter now, and we did a few jobs, and as we were walking past to our house, we have to pass a church. And as we approached the church, it became very obvious to me very quickly that there was a funeral about to take place. And I realised that I was essentially with a very small god of death. And I kind of thought, this is one of those tests you get as a parent, where I'm really going to be able to like show off my skills. So I got down to his level and I said, "Here's what's going to happen, mate. We're going past, we're quiet, we're respectful, it's all going to be fine." And he was like, "Yeah, I can do that." I thought, great. So we approached the like funeral party, and we're obviously getting like a few looks. But I thought, I've done this, I've absolutely fucking smashed this, excellent parenting, I'm going to tell everyone about it. But just as we're about to pass the church, the hearse pulls up with the coffin in the back, and my son decides at the top of his voice to go, "Hello, dead person, welcome to your funeral." Another just like excellent test pass. And I got home and I was telling my husband about it, and I was like, I feel awful because like that's what they're going to be talking about. They're not going to give a fuck about the guy that died. They're going to be talking about the small Grim Reaper. And after thinking a while, I did kind of think, having a funeral for someone you love on Halloween is a fucking choice, isn't it? Like, it's kind of like booking your wedding at Butlins and then getting pissed off when there's a bunch of lads dressed as minions doing shots at the bar. Like, that's kind of just what happens. And I was talking to my husband. Can I just check, what company do you guys work for? My husband works for Gregory's, and I'm about to talk to him, which is like the only other distribution company I know, so I was going to be like, if you know him, don't tell him I talk about him. No, it's safe now, I know, I did have a moment of panic, but my husband is kind of like the total opposite to me. He's a very quiet Welshman with a big beard, he wears a lot of cable knit jumpers, he looks like he should be in like some sort of ITV kind of like murder show. And I kind of remember saying to him, I don't know where like our son gets this like inability to just keep his fucking mouth shut, like just anything that pops into his brain he just says. And he looked at me like I was just a total moron and said, "Well, it's you, isn't it? Like, he gets that from you." And I was like, give me one example of a time where I've like said something when I should have just kept stum. And he reminded me of a story. So when I had my son, it was the peak of the COVID lockdown, which meant that when I went into hospital, I had to go by myself. And the way it worked was you arrived, they took you into the ward, and you were kind of in a room with sort of 5 other women having a baby, but you never saw each other. There was big plastic screens between you. But you could hear each other. It was very like Handmaid's Tale, like just very weird. And I walked in, and instead of just keeping my mouth shut, I decided to go, "This is a bit like Blind Date, really, isn't it, ladies?" And no one said anything, so clearly my brain thought, just keep talking. So I went, "All right, ladies, my name's Gareth, I'm 28, I'm from Essex, I like Man United and anal." I don't know if you've ever been told to shut the fuck up by 5 women in active labour, but it's an experience. And I also found out you can have a complaint made against you as a patient in hospital. My husband genuinely got a phone call. And something else I thought when I became a parent was like, well, I'm a grown-up now, aren't I? Like, all the kind of like indiscretions of my past are done. I'm a new person. And then things just kind of appear from your past sometimes that you can't kind of avoid. I took my son to a grotto over Christmas, and I thought, this is fail-safe. We know how grottos work. There's Santa, there's presents, there's elves, wonderful. And the way the grotto was working was you queued up to go and see Santa, and when you got to the front, an adult dressed as an elf came out and took you in. So we queued up, and we got to the front, and our elf came out, and it became very obvious to me very quickly that it was the man I lost my virginity to. There's a lot of things you can prepare for in life. Seeing your first sexual conquest in veils and tights is not one of them. So we went in, and my son was sat with Santa and kind of telling him what he wants for Christmas. And I was stood next to Liam the elf, and I thought, well, I'll just talk to him, I'll make it less awkward, I'll do that very British thing of pretending we haven't seen each other naked. So I was like, how are you? How's your mum? How the fuck have you ended up here? And he turned to me dead serious and said, I can't actually talk to you because it's in my contract that I have to stay in character the entire time. And I thought, I know your fucking character, mate. And it's the guy that fingers girls at house parties, allegedly. My son also thinks our house is haunted. The big headline at us for the last 6 months is that we have a ghost. He refers to him as the man that lives in the walls, which is obviously terrifying. He woke me up the other day at about 4 a.m, just got really close to him and was like, I've been talking to the man in the walls. I was like, okay, that's not concerning and totally normal. Has he had anything to say to you tonight? And he just got really close to me and went, he wants me to tell you that your hair smells nice. So I put my house up for sale, so we wait and see. I do struggle with like getting older. I'm 33 now. And I've kind of... Oh my god, I'm really sorry. That has made me feel really young. So like, I did a gig at a student night and they took that and they were like, oh god. And I was kind of waiting for this big moment where I'd suddenly feel like, oh yeah, I'm a grown-up now. And that moment came 3 years ago in the form of a stroke. So I had a stroke 3 years ago, which always really brings the vibe down, but is leading to something else. So after that happened to me, I kind of thought, like, well, I'm a mum now, and this like big thing has happened to me. So I should really start to try and kind of take care of myself, you know, like get healthy. What can I do? What can I do? And my first thought was, I'll just get into running. I see a lot of mums in Lycra. I could do that. So my thought was, I'll just get up one day and start jogging. So I woke up at 6 a.m. and I went out. And what I hadn't realised is that you're supposed to like build up to running. You're not supposed to just go out and run like as fucking fast as you can for as long as you can, which is what I did down a main road in Exeter. And I had to stop because I thought I was going to be sick. The good news is I wasn't sick. I just fully pissed my pants in the street at 6 a.m. And I was stood there and I thought, this is a low point, isn't it? Like, this can't really get much worse. And then I looked up and realised a milkman had witnessed the whole thing. And I made eye contact with him, and that whole situation is basically my Vietnam. Like, when I close my eyes, all I see is that milkman's face. But you guys have been really lovely. Thank you for listening to me about my kid and me pissing my pants. Please don't tell anyone. Thank